know if anyone's here yet. We're just currently waiting on Kayla to join. So we'll see how that goes. But welcome. Hey, Kirsten. I'm waiting for Kayla. She hasn't answered my DM, so. Hello. Yay, okay, Kayla's here. I'm glad you're excited, Caitlin. Is that your name? Hi, Rye. But hey, Kayla.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too. I've missed talking to you though. It's been so long since we last talked on a live. Oh my god. I'm so excited though. You're back home?
Yeah, I've been coming home on the weekends to film and stuff, so that's been nice and do my laundry.
Oh, that's exciting though. It's good to be home. It's good to just be in your house. That's amazing. Hello to everyone who's joining. So today we're going to be doing our January live show for a book club called A Court of Books. And for this month, we chose By the Book by Amanda Sillett.
Yep.
How many stars did you give it?
I gave it 4 out of 5.
Oh, that was good. I give it a 3. Okay, so we're kind of together in this one. Okay.
I was between a 3 and a 4. I guess.
Okay, if you guys read it, please let us know how many stars you rated it. I would love to know. But before just waiting for them to answer, did you like this book? You're more of a romance reader than I am.
Yes.
So I really want to know your opinion on this one. So let's just give a description. Oh, Kirsten gave it 3 stars. Yeah, okay. So let's give the description of the book for the people who haven't read it. Do you have an idea of what we're talking about? So, do you want to try to do it? Should I try to do it?
So it follows Mary as she embarks on her first year of like public high school. And it kind of just follows her like figuring out how to find new friends and like who she is and like her first love. And she's very much into like literature. So it like always ties back to that. And it's almost like a retelling of Pride and Prejudice of like Mr. Darcy. Almost.
Definitely. We have 3 stars on the chat and 2 stars on the chat.
Oh.
Okay. So I feel like we're kind of together on this one. So yeah, that's basically it. They have a survival guide for high school based on terrible decisions people in literature have made.
Yeah.
Bad boys, good boys. They just make.
Oh, I totally forgot to mention that. Yeah.
It's okay. They just like base their relationships on things people from books have done, like fictional characters have done. And so that's basically what you guys need to know going into this. Also, there will be spoilers on this live.
Yeah,
so
obviously.
If you're interested in reading this, please head out. We don't want to spoil it for anyone. But am I the only one who wants to read more classics now? I felt kind of dumb reading this.
This book made me want to brush up and read more classics.
I was like, I feel like I should have understood what was happening there. Like some like references. I was like, ooh, okay, let's pretend I understand.
Yeah, okay, great.
Right, thank you. But I felt like that was really interesting as a bookworm to see a bookworm represented in a book. Made me want to read Anna Karenina. Yes, they made me too. Oh, also there are some diary entries on the book. In the final chapter in the final part of each chapter, we have a diary entry. So, hi, Lindsay. I'm sorry I didn't squeeze a book in this month, but I'm definitely going to join next month. Don't worry, Jess. Thank you for coming, though. It's good. You're not missing out on much, to be honest. So, let's talk about our feelings now. Let's talk about the characters. Did you like the characters?
Yes. I got a little bit annoyed with the main character. I loved her. It didn't at the same time.
She was kind of annoying sometimes.
Yeah.
And like her friends didn't have any like special thing going on with them, so I was confused between them. I was just like, friends. Just a
Yeah, I was
friend.
like, okay, those are her friends. That's like a whole part, but like
Whatever.
each of them are just kind of like doing their own thing.
Yeah, I didn't remember any of the names. I didn't really care for their friends' stories. Like sometimes I would be like, okay, whatever. Let's just go back to the main character. Can we talk about her friend from the old school though? Uh, what was
It
happening
felt
there?
that felt very, very cliche.
That felt very cliche. She just so if you don't know and you don't mind spoilers, they change schools, like they switch schools, and then on the first day, the girl comes up and she's like, "Oh my god, hello, I've missed you," and she just doesn't care. She's like, "Oh my god, you can't sit here. We're actually waiting for someone."
It was very, very cliche.
It was very cliche. It was so cliche. I was like, okay, so the best friend's not gonna be the best friend anymore. Agreed, Kirsten. Agreed. It was a little, and I felt like we were missing a chunk because we were introduced to these characters and this like romantic interest, and they knew each other, but we didn't know that they knew each other. So I was a bit like confused.
Yeah, definitely. In the beginning, I was kind of like, what's going on here? It took me a while to like figure it out. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And I felt like even though they were talking about teenagers and their experiences, it felt a little bit like forced, like an old person speaking like a teenager would. You know that's
I'd be like, oh, this is how teens must sound
oh,
nowadays. It's just kind of like hit the mark a little bit in part.
yeah, it was a little forced. And like some things would never happen. How she makes the new friends, they just sit together, and she's just like, yeah, you know, just pretend I wasn't listening. But if you want some advice, I'm here. I was
I would
like,
have never said that.
me neither.
Like, I would be minding my business, be like, oh, she's, you do you.
Girl,
Like, I'm not gonna judge.
and I was like, why is she one? Like, just mind your own business. And why are you talking? Anyway, I felt that was a little weird. I felt like that was kind of like just try to figure out how to make coffee. Don't interrupt people when they're talking, you know? Like, I don't know how I felt about that. But like, oh, the romantic partner. How did we feel about? What was his name? Arden? I think it was Arden, right? How did we feel?
Wait, say that again.
How did we feel about? I think his name was Arden. The
No, that's
romantic.
one of her friends.
Oh, well, I don't remember. See, that's how much I know about this book. What was the romantic interest? I have no. Wait.
Oh, is it Alex? Is that
Is
his
it
name?
Alex?
Yes.
Alex. Oh.
Yeah, okay. Alex.
Oh, Alex on the chat. Thank you. Oops.
They like didn't communicate at all. And like sometimes that's like a good plot device, but I just felt like it was very strung out. Like I was like, just talk, like just ask questions. Like I guess she was trying to build like kind of tension between them and this misunderstanding that he was like the number one bad boy. Which makes sense because it kind of is in line with Pride and Prejudice because Mr. Darcy and Elizabeth didn't communicate well either. But I was just like, come on. Come on. Like by the end when they got together, I was like, oh, this is sweet.
Yeah.
Like I just had to keep reminding myself that this very much is like the first kind of I feel like tier of YA in like age, like what it would be best suited for. Does that make sense?
No, yeah, I agree. Kirsten said I felt like the author was trying to squeeze a whole lot in. Yes.
Yes.
She was trying to do some things about. She was trying to talk about friendships, and she was trying to talk about romance and about bullying, social
She tried to have like
commentary.
all these different themes going, and like none of them I feel like worked super well together.
Yeah, she
in
didn't
the
like
story.
develop any of them. I honestly didn't really know if he was the love interest at first. Me too. Me too. I was like, okay, whatever. As you can tell, I thought it was Arden. So
That's a mood. Oh my gosh.
we're just gonna pretend that didn't happen. But yeah, I felt like they were trying a little. She was trying a little too hard to make it like I don't know. We got a lot of surface level everything and nothing really in depth.
I like that wording a lot.
Me too, because I felt like it was just too much. And
her writing style too. I feel like it was like in parts I really liked it, in parts I was like, why are you describing it this way? Like I get the main character, she's not like other girls, she's quirky, she thinks differently, but like I was just like, just tell me what's happening. Like you don't need to like throw in all this stuff, like just let me know.
Yeah, and I felt like being a bookworm, I don't read a lot of classics and I'm not judging people who do, but the way she talked felt a little cringy to me, a little
for me who like loves that stuff and like all that in history and stuff, like I was just like, oh, sweetie, no. Like I get you have this like I'm not like other girls persona and you're still
Calm
like
down.
young and like that's totally fine. You do you. But like I was just like, there's no way she doesn't know how to like talk with people her age.
Right. I
Like
forgot
having
about
that
that
many
too.
siblings and older siblings who are more socially inept, like it just like didn't make sense to me. Like I was like,
Yeah.
okay, just because you like classics and you've read a lot of literature doesn't mean you're not able to like understand modern lingo. Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
No, I agree. I completely agree. Someone asked what book I reread talking about. By the book by Amanda Sallett. So if you just joined, this is the book we're talking
Yeah,
about. It was a very, very slow burn romance. It was very,
that's a
very
good way
slow.
to describe it. Yeah.
I thought it was mostly about her and her friends and the Mary season. Yeah. I thought like they really focused. I thought that was a really good message behind the friendships and how everything would come together in the end, that you could trust people. But I thought that best friend from the other school was so random, and these excuse she gave, like,
No, like, and then she had this like she tried to have this like deep thought, or they tried to write this deep thought, or just about like people and chapters and misunder. I was like, no, she was
no.
horrible to you. Like, no, like you should not be trying to be like, oh, I shouldn't really be her. Like,
Yeah. Like we were
no,
already drifting apart. Like there is no reason for you to be rude. I did like the little trivia night though. That was fun. That was one
that
of my
was probably
favorites.
my favorite part of the book, the
Also, the
trivia night.
inclusion of the sister in the play was so random.
And she was like, wow, I guess she finally like learned to stand up for herself and say what she wanted. And I'm just like,
They started fighting the birthday, and I was like, "What's happening?" Did I miss
I was like,
something?
it's her birthday. Like you couldn't have saved this tea. Like I just
Oh, girl, be a little less self-centered. Like, why
right?
would
Like I was
we?
just like,
I was a little confused too. But the trivia night was definitely, I think, my favorite part of the
it was
book.
so fun. I
It
loved
was
it.
a lot of fun. I
And that was
thought,
probably, I feel like the writing where like her writing style, like it fit really well in that part. Does
it
that
did.
make
It made
sense?
sense. Yeah, I agree. I agree. It just like it worked during that. But like she was totally telling her friends the wrong advice. Yes, yes, I agree. Can we talk about that for a second? She was trying to pretend like she knew all about life, and even though she was only like 15, but she knew, and it was not good advice.
Like you can learn a lot from books and like classics and take a lot from literature, but like you can't take that much.
no,
Does that
no, you
make
can't.
sense?
Like,
And
of
again,
course, you can like understand and not make the same mistakes, but in the end, you're human, and like it's gonna happen.
and
There's
like
nothing
it's like the 21st century. Societal norms are different.
there's
Like
nothing you can do about it. Oh, and the fact that they were like shaming her for being a reader, that really pissed me off. Especially like the best friend. Being like, this is not something you would be interested in. It was written in this century. Like, shut
I was
up.
like
Like sci-fi is so much cooler. Like, girl, I don't think so. Anyway, I
no,
thought
that annoyed me so much too.
okay, I'm glad. Being a bookworm, reading this book, like I feel like the author knew bookworms were gonna read this, and I was like, why are you criticizing us? Like, stop the shade. Stop. Stop.
Real though. Yeah, I
Stop.
didn't appreciate that because like on one hand, I do think some people have very negative views of readers and like stuff, but I also feel like a lot of times people aren't necessarily that rude, or maybe that's just my experience because like I
Mhm.
was made fun of for reading, but like not at that level. Like I never had like somebody just be like, no.
No.
Like just let people do what they want to do. Like
Let them be. Come
right?
on.
Like it was just like you feel the need to like be this way for like what? Like why did you do this?
I don't know. Do y'all have a YouTube channel so I can sub? Yes. My YouTube channel is Carol T underscore reads. And Kayla, you didn't change your name yet, right?
Yeah, I haven't changed my name yet. It's Kayla Rose Reads, or you can type in Kayla Rose and it'll pop up.
Yeah, okay. I love your wall. Somebody's loved your wall, Kayla. What book?
Thank you.
Buy the book by Amanda Sallett. At the end, though, when she thought her friends were mad, so she didn't talk to them. Yeah, that was. I didn't
And
like
then she tried to play it off.
She tried.
And
to
she was
play it
like,
off.
I was punishing myself. Like I was like, I get you're quirky. But
I
like
get
there was
your
no excuse for that.
No, there isn't. And she just shows up at the table and she's like, right, now I'm gonna leave. And they were like, what? Just sit down, let's talk. I thought that was a bit, I don't know. Can you post it in the chat so I can screenshot it? Of course. Wait, I'm gonna write it down by Carol T underscore reads. My face is really close up to the camera. Oh my God. Kayla Rose reads. There you go. There you go. Any book recommendations for enemies to lover books? Ooh, Kayla, you got this. Go on.
Well, I really like Cruel Beauty by Rosamund Hodge. That's a really good, just standard YA enemies to lovers, and it's a standalone.
Ooh. I feel like Akatar too. Like a little Akatar.
Yeah.
Little.
And Bridge Kingdom. If you want more new adult or a little higher in the romance for enemies to lovers, I would definitely recommend Bridge Kingdom. I think those are some good ones. Yes, I love
a Cruel Beauty. Yeah.
Hi, Plot Twist Rix! Hi!
What are your guys' CR? What's that? I'm sorry. I don't know.
Current read?
Oh, I'm done. Anyway.
It's okay. I'm really bad with like lingo, or people will be like, what's your da-da-da? Or what do you think of that? And I'm like, huh?
Yeah. My booktube slang is not up to the game. Anyway, I'm currently reading 100 Years of Solitude.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's for a secret TBR. So we'll see if it works. It's really confusing though. I'm kind of like, what?
I am finishing up the Inheritance game, and then I just started A Deal with the Elf King by Elise Kova.
Ooh,
it's like this
fantasy
standalone about this girl that's like, it's in this fantasy kingdom, and every like X amount of years this like elf king comes and he like takes like a human bride, and it's like an enemies to lovers type thing.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah, I'm only a chapter in because I had to stop reading that to read this. But like I'm excited to read that too.
What do you think about Akatar? We love it. If you know Kayla, she loves it.
Yes,
follow her TikTok.
Love it.
Follow her TikTok. She dresses up as Feyre. You should follow her TikTok.
Oh, thank you.
A part of Caleb. But I feel like after reading this book, I realized that I'm not a fan of like miscommunication. Like I'm not a fan
style of like
of romance. Like when the romance is just solely focused on that, it's not my favorite thing to read.
So like slow burn miscommunication, maybe.
Yeah, that's not my thing. Like it bothers me. I just want to like put two people in the same room and like talk and just please talk. I'm reading Hunting Prince Dracula. Ooh.
Yes, love that.
Az or Cassian? I like Cassian.
I would say Cassian too, because I see myself in this, so I feel like compatibility would be there. I feel like Cassian's a lot of fun, you know?
He is a lot of fun.
Yep.
It's exciting. Like,
but I have a whole fanfic written around Azriel, so, you know, maybe I don't know. It's a little bit of both.
It's a little bit of both. Mix them together and you got yourself a perfect guy. Anyway. Oh my god. Another thing that I really, sorry, going back to the book really quickly. Another thing that I really liked is like the first kiss thing. Like I felt like for young readers, this is so important, like to read about these things. And even though it was kind of awkward, like it usually is, I felt like it was important because it's so romanticized. Like the first kiss needs to be with the
not good.
And it was not perfect. And mine was not good. So
yeah, me too.
So it's good. I didn't read the book, but I'm just gonna act like I know everything that happened. Mood, Brayden. I'm reading Sex of Crows. Ooh.
Yes.
I like that part. Yeah, I felt like it was something different. We don't usually see it, like, I don't know, from the books I've read. And I felt like it kind of made it feel a little bit more normal and a little less,
it was sweet how he like thought she was gonna be nervous, so he like took her into the hall to like dance. Like I thought it was set up so well, and then I hated that it was ruined with the friends of them being like, no, get away from each other. Oh, what did he do? Like I you know, so go random. For them for being like proactive and like if they thought something was wrong and they did their job, you know.
Yeah, they protected her, but
it just, I just wish that wouldn't have happened, because that would have made that moment so much more better and wholesome and just like authentic. It would have. But up until that part, I loved it, and I loved how it was written, right? And just her being like, "Well, that's what," like, and they like talked about it too, which I loved.
Yeah, me too. Like they sat down and they were like, "What happened? Let us know." Yes, I totally agree. I emoji. I think my expectations for my first kiss are too high because of books. Yes. Yes, TV shows, books, they just ruin it. Favorite thing Tampon did. So, sorry, I mean Tampon. I love that. I love that comment. I mean, what he did in the like first book of Akatar, why she just wanted to get out. I feel like that was bad. No spoilers, but I don't feel like
his lack of communication and understanding like boundaries.
definitely. He's a little like a sociopath. Like he doesn't understand.
Yeah, he's a little controlling.
He's a little manipulative, but I mean, you do you. If you like Tamlin, oh no, you don't. You said tampon, but if you like Tamlin, you go to Throne of Glass or ACOTAR. I haven't read Throne of Glass yet, so ACOTAR for me. What about you?
I like both of them, and I connect to them in different ways. So I can't pick. I like them each for different reasons. Does that make any sense? But if I had to pick one to like talk about more, I would pick ACOTAR.
Mm.
Does that make sense?
Oh my god, talking about, yeah, it does. The new book is coming out. Like the release date is getting closer. I'm so excited. I hope it's good. I'm
Yeah.
so excited. Favorite thing about Rysand. Kayla, you can go first. You probably have a list. You can go first. I'll think.
I like almost everything about Rysand. I think
I love his sarcasm. Like that's not something you should base your relationship on, but the sarcasm gets me, you know?
It's very nice. It's a nice perk, definitely.
Oh my god, your account is the best thing in Bookstagram. I don't know if you're talking to me or Kayla, so I'm gonna say thank you for both of us. Thank you. Yeah, I like Rysand. He's nice, but he's Kayla's, so gotta back off. A true friendship right here. Anyway.
Oh my gosh, I feel honored. I am so lucky.
What do you guys think of Thomas Cresswell? Is that how you say it?
Yep. I love Thomas Cresswell. Have you read Stalking Jack the Ripper? Like that series? Yet. You haven't or you have?
But I want to though, because I feel like it's a good way for me to read something that's not a thriller, but it's a little
so good. It's like you still get some of that aspect, so you'd be interested, but then it like kind of like introduces you to just like some other.
Yeah, it's just like
a bridge almost.
Yeah, I felt like I might relate to that book a lot. Next month needs to be a thriller. Ooh, we should.
When we tried to do a romance book this month, next month is February, I was just thinking about that.
Valentine's Day, you're all gonna be reading thrillers. There we go.
Honestly, that's more that I would prefer that.
Honestly, too. Like stop with the romance. I love the two accounts. Thank you, Carol. Let's go to read Stalking Jack the Ripper. I love that, Brayden. Let's do it. What do you think about Cassian and Nesta? I like them.
Yeah, I like them. I like the dynamic.
Like, yeah, they're like compatible. It works. No, like it just works. It works. Talking about the book again. I don't know what
we just keep going down rabbit holes.
Yeah. Looking forward to finally seeing a hot date next week. Ooh, probably hot date. I don't know. What? Dating? What's that? What's your guys' comfort character? Ooh. I like Violet Baudelaire from the series of Fortunate Events.
Mine would probably be Feyre or Aelin.
Ooh,
from Throne of Glass.
What are you reading? I'm currently reading 100 Years of Solitude, but we're talking about by the book.
Yeah, we're talking about by the book. Do we want to try to talk a little bit more about that?
Probably.
I love chatting. I love doing all this. But if there's like anything left that we want to talk about, we should probably.
Yeah, let me see. I opened like a Goodreads review that I found. Can I read it? I think it's fun. So this is from Emmer A Little Haze, and she said, "This book should have been perfect for me, but I'm left feeling underwhelmed. I read this book, but I still feel like I didn't read it." Let me try to explain. Do you ever find yourself going through the motions with the book? That for some reason you remain forever detached from the characters and the storyline? Because that's how I feel with this book. I never found my feet. I totally agree with that. Like, I was just going along, but I didn't care.
Yes.
You know?
And I feel like maybe if I read this a couple years ago when I was a little bit younger, maybe I would have been able to do that.
Yeah. So far,
like I think it's just a standard younger YA story that just didn't go as deep as a lot of books nowadays do.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of stood out in that way.
But it's so weird because it's like a new release. Like
I know, that's why I was confused. It feels like it was written a couple years ago.
It does. Like it has that sort of vibe to it. But it, like, I don't know. And it's a chunky book too. Like it's a chunky romance. They could have done like a better job at making it feel a little less official, you know?
It was almost 400 pages. Like there was a lot to work with and a lot. There was a lot. And yet none of it went that deep for being that long.
Exactly. They say here that also the names of the characters never stuck with me. The characters didn't feel tangible enough. The names mattered. I mean, I was over 3/4 of the way through this book when one of the younger main characters asked the MC to school dance, and I was shocked because I thought he was her brother.
For real though. Like, it took me a while to figure out who was who, or like remember, like they'd start talking to me like, wait, who is this again?
Yeah.
What's this story?
Like,
the characters I feel like did not feel that deep. Like,
yeah.
there wasn't much like development in anybody really. I mean, besides that one sister, you know, because she went on the stage, but it was just like so random. Like, I was
so
like, can I consider that development?
Yeah, should I care? Like, is this relevant? But like, it said that he got bored and the interesting things lacked any impact because of the weakness of the characterizations. And I agree. Like, it had a good plot. I feel like the plot is so unique. Like, getting things from books and making a survival guide from it. It's so interesting, but it kind of fell flat. Like, it didn't really, you know, work that way. I don't know. What do you think?
No, I totally agree. I think that's a really good way to explain that. I didn't even think about the fact that the characters, like, I was like, why am I not vibing? That's why at the beginning I was like, oh, I gave it 4 because I was like, if I read it when I was younger, I think I would have liked it. But the more we talk about it, the more I think that, like, even if I read this when I was younger, I wouldn't like it because the character.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I couldn't relate to any. I didn't care for any. Even the main character. Like, I was just vibing along with them. But it's not a book it's not like they had conflicts and they had fights, but I didn't care, like, how they would end up because I didn't care for, like, the, what would happen to them in the end, you know? I was honestly so confused with Terry's character. The words opened my vocabulary. I had to look a lot of them up. Me too. She was something. She knew what she was doing. Let's see. What book? Again, by the book. By the book. By the book. What book characters do you relate to the most? If you want to answer, Kayla, you can. I'm still thinking.
Probably Aelin from Throne of Glass, or Feyre from ACOTAR, or Lara from The Bridge Kingdom, I would say, personality-wise. Those are probably my top 3 that I vibe with right now.
I vibe with Violet from A Series of Unfortunate Events. I feel like Triss from Divergent. She had her moment.
I could see that.
I felt like even on the second book, and even though it sucked, like, she had her struggles. I was like, ooh, okay, I can see that. And I feel like those for now. Let's see what else. If you can jump into any book, what book would it be? And which character or world which character would be your own?
I know I would want to jump into ACOTAR if I could take Feyre's place and have a Rhysand. I'd be all over that.
Everything. She said she relates to Nesta the most. Ooh, nice. She's powerful. I like that. Yeah, I feel like if I could, because most of the books I read are pretty sad or thrillers. Like, I don't want to go into a thriller. That would be scary.
Yeah, there's some things you have to take into consideration when answering this type of question.
Like, I'm gonna say, what, The Hunger Games? No, thank you. No, thank you.
Like, as much as I really love Finnick Odair, I would never. I
would not put myself in that situation.
Never.
Jen Montgomery from The Fill-In Boyfriend. She had all this conflict where she finally realized everything wrong with her and what she was doing wrong. It made me cry. Aww. I'm glad you could relate to that. I haven't heard of that book, though. Fill-In Boyfriend. I'm gonna look it up. It sounds fun. I love those sort of books that make you just think about it, you know. But I love the cover, though. The cover was what drew me into
gorgeous. It's gorgeous.
I don't know if you saw the back, but look at that. That's cute.
The friends
and, like, books.
It's so pretty.
It is.
It's gorgeous. It looks good.
But they look so much older than what they are.
Right? Like, I was like, oh. As soon as I saw the age, I was like, oh.
Me too. I like, they didn't say anything about the age on the description, and I was expecting like seniors.
Based on that picture. Wait, do we know how old the love interest guy was?
Ooh, I think he was a little older, I think.
Somebody said he was like a senior Or I swear it mentioned that he was a senior, and I was like, this guy is going after like a 15-year-old? Like, it made me a little uncomfortable.
Oh, no.
Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, if anybody else knows.
Yeah,
but...
let us know. Because, like, if he's a freshman, I think she's a freshman, right? Like her, the guys in my school do not look like that. They do not look like that. Books with beautiful covers can be deceiving. Have you ever stopped, right? Like her, the guys in my school do not look like that. They do not look like that. Books with beautiful covers can be deceiving. Have you ever stopped reading a book because you knew a sad part is coming and you're probably gonna feel horrible after it? That's me right now with The Court Opens in Ruin. Yes, we've all done that.
I'm actually the opposite. I used to do that a lot, but I'm very much am like a mood reader. Sometimes I purposely read sad books just to hurt myself. Does that make sense? Like emotionally, just like I want to be sad.
Yeah,
I'm weird like that.
Yeah, sometimes I'm feeling really upset. I'll put on like my sad playlist just to get.
It's like that. Yeah,
I agree. I agree.
Like just like in book form. So sometimes yes, or sometimes if I know like something bad is about to happen, I'm just like not in a position where I can handle it. I like will purposely like stop reading and be like, I'll pick you up when I'm ready, type of thing.
Yeah, like Joey from Friends putting it in the freezer. Like I'll pick it up after we finish. He was a senior and she was a sophomore.
If that would have happened in my high school, that would not have flied from where I'm from a very small town, so maybe that's a difference. But if a senior went after like a 15 turning 16-year-old sophomore, people would be like, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Oh my god. Did you cry when there's a spoiler there, so I'm not gonna like read it out loud.
Yes, I love the surreal, and that is all I will say.
Yeah, I feel like it was emotional, but oh yeah, in my school there would have been some gossip. People would be like staring and be like, I don't judge you. Do you?
Yeah, you do you.
Why do women fall for older men? Hi, Sarisha, by the way. And I feel like sometimes because they're more mature, but this guy wasn't. So
because no, there's like a scientific reason for this actually. Because like according to psychology, women's brains mature faster than men. So when like when the woman's at X age, like and the man, this is not making sense. No,
but I
try that again. So like say like when a girl is 18, she is mature, whatever. So there's like an X variable, and then a guy who is 22 is at the same level.
Oh.
Does that make sense? So like there's like an age difference, but the maturity like
is kind of like the same now.
Yeah, so like 16 versus 18. Does that make sense? Like I don't know the actual statistics of like what it actually is. It's different than that. But that's one thing I know scientifically why most girls, aside just from societal ideas and norms and like things like that, fall for older guys, and just the idea of that. But like maturity level, some are attracted to older men because
they want someone that can be like together.
That's at the same level as them.
Oh,
does that make sense? So sometimes and sometimes it's just people being like, oh, I want the senior, I want to, whatever. But sometimes it's literally like your brain.
That's so interesting. Sarisha, you have your answer. This is so weird because I'm from Brazil, so it's different. I'm from Brazil too, and I feel you. Even eventually, men catch up. Eventually.
Yes.
Cardan, is that Cardan or Ryzen? Is that what's she?
Yep. Cardan from Cruel Prince, and then Rhysand from Actar. Rhysand.
I haven't read the Cruel Prince, but yeah, I'm going with Rhysand. He was Rhysand he was something. He was something. But yeah, I don't know. Like, do we have anything else to talk about?
Honestly, I think we kind of covered it. We talked kind of about the plot, what we liked, what we didn't.
Yeah,
overall thoughts with ratings, characters.
Yeah, I feel like we did a pretty good job with this one. We covered everything. Let us know in the chat if you have any questions or things you want us to talk about. If not, I think our job is done. Also, let us know. Do you guys want thrillers, romance for next month?
If we do a thriller, I do have one that has some romance, but it's kind of thriller.
Ooh,
you may have read this. I'll text you all after we finish this.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, just let me know because that's interesting because we could do like a little bit of both. I like that.
I think I have a book in mind. I think.
Ooh, okay. I'm excited. I probably haven't read it because my thrillers are just strictly thrillers. No romance. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited. But yeah, you guys, I think that's it. Thank you for reading with us for our Court of Books. I love this book club so much. Like I really
love it
mean
so much. It's so fun. And I love how it's like not a lot of stress. Like we just kind of come on and chat and we pick a book. It's very relaxed and I love that.
Yeah, me too. Like I don't have to sit down and be like, oh my god, what did we talk about? Oh, it's just like it flows, you know, and I love that. So make sure to follow our social medias to find out what book it's gonna be for next month. We'll hopefully announce it in the beginning of February, so you guys have time to catch up. Surisha's asking if it's going to be romance for Valentine's Day. We'll see. Hopefully.
We'll get to you on that.
We'll see. And oh, I missed it. Don't worry, I'm gonna upload this to YouTube. So if you want to rewatch, I'm gonna leave it on Insta and on YouTube if you guys want to rewatch with us. When is the next one?
We usually do it on the 28th.
Yeah, we usually do it on the 28th.
I think we're in February.
What?
Is February a short month, or am I just?
It is. I think 28th is the last day.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, we'll see if we'll let you know if anything changes.
Yeah.
But so far the 28th. So thank you guys so much for coming, Kayla. Thank you for being with me tonight. I love chatting
and like doing this with me. Like I still remember when we were like, we should do a book club, and then I was like, and you were like, yeah, and I was like, wait, actually, you want to do one with me?
Yeah, I'm literally, this is my dream come true. Had fun acting like I knew what was going on. I love that. Okay, message me, Brayden. I want to talk about buddy reading. Thank you for making a book club. Thank you for joining our book club. We wouldn't be here without you guys. So thank you. But yeah, this is a dream come true for me, Kayla. So I am so excited. And hopefully you'll all be able to join us next month too. So follow us on our social medias to find out what book it's going to be, for updates. And if you want to join, we have a Discord too. So DM us if you want the link for our Discord for the book club. But yeah, that's it. So thank you guys so much for watching. And yeah, I think that's it, right?
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.
Let me see how I do this. Wait. Okay.